What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another action-packed episode of Lockdown 23-1. That's right, man. I hope y'all have y'all shoes strapped on for this one because it's going to be an adventure. We're going to be talking about the prison chow hall and cafeteria, and I'm going to tell you a vicious story about the chow hall as well. But before I get into that, let me just say something about a video I uploaded yesterday. Alright, check it out. I did a video with Grizzy. Everybody loves Grizzy, man. I love him too. I'm telling you, he's a people's person. Everybody loves him. He's very entertaining. He could be the star of the party, you know what I mean? But I heard a lot of people in the comments saying, you need to remove this part. He could get in trouble. He's gonna get in trouble behind it. Look, man, look at me. For real. Do I look like a freaking green bean to you, man? I know, okay? I know what to put and upload onto this stuff. Anything that I tell you when it comes to crimes, alright, trust me, we've been convicted of it and did our time, paid our debt to society. It's done and over with, and now we look back and laugh at it. I would never put anything on here to incriminate me or anybody else that comes onto this channel. That's just absolutely ridiculous, and that is the first thing that I think about when people tell me stories. You know what I mean? Could this guy still get in trouble behind it? So don't ever think that I'm going to let anything like that happen on Lockdown 23-1. Now, one more thing. Where's all my Floridians at? Huh? Stand up out there, man. Where's everybody from Florida at? I'm going to Florida. I'm renting a house on the beach. I'm going to try to get one of those little neon light pools. Nice house, man. And I'm going to be there for a week in Florida in, June. I'm trying to go to, it's probably going to be near the Universal Studios area. A beach house. I'm gonna rent it out, and my old lady knows, but she doesn't know that I'm gonna throw a meet and greet barbecue / house party up in that jank. Oh man, hey, it's going down. So be on DEFCON 5 for that alert. All right, it's gonna be in the future. Anyone out there from Florida or anywhere, you ain't gotta be in Florida if you feel like traveling on out there. BYOB. Anyways, man. Let's get into the cafeteria, all right? The cafeteria in prison and jail. Let me get this out the way first. A lot of people ask this comment all the time, or they ask me in the comment section all the time. They say, how do you know where to sit? If you're really worried about where you want to sit, don't be first in line to go eat. Be last. Whatever table's open, when you get in there because you're last, okay, all the tables that are going to be have the gangbangers and all of them, they're gonna be in their tables already, you know what I mean? So wait till the very end of the line. Then sit to whatever table's open. That's the best way to figure out where you should sit, you know what I mean? But I'll tell you this, even if you're first in line, you go sit at the freaking Bloods table, alright, and you didn't know, they ain't gonna come up to you and freaking knock you across your head, okay? They ain't gonna beat you down just because you sit in their seat. They're gonna be like, yo, bro, get up, you know what I mean? And you're gonna get up. Unless you got some pride issues and you say no, you don't want to get up, then you're gonna get beat down and then get up. You know what I mean? But for real, no one's gonna beat you down just because you sat in their seat. But you do got to be careful, man, because a lot of contraband comes in through the chow hall. All right, it really does. And they like to, and this is known facts. The police know all this stuff, man. They like to tape contraband, food, sausage, peppers, whatever it is, man, underneath the kitchen tables, and one guy will come in, sit at that table, a little kitchen worker will be posted up, and, be like, and he'll sit down, grab his stuff, put it in his pants or whatever, and be on his way. So they do hide a lot of contraband in there, man. A lot of stuff comes in and out through the chow hall, and it's best if someone asks you to get up, not to ask why, you know what I mean? I don't care if it's your assigned seat or not. If he asks you to get up, I would suggest getting up because it's probably a big, deeper, behind-the-scenes thing going on. You have you know nothing about. You know what I mean? So respect it, man. You know what I mean? Now, there's really not much to talk about when it comes to chow hall, man. You sit down, eat real fast, and you're gone. You're gonna see people beating the deuce, which is some people go in one chow hall, come out, eat real fast, come out, and go to another chow hall. I did that all the time when it was big protein pack tray like chicken or something like that. I would beat trips. I would go in line 3 times. You know what I mean? It's tricky though. It's very tricky. There's a strategy doing this because there's mostly COs that are watching to make sure no one does this. You know what I mean? But you're gonna see that a lot. You're going to see people taking their food back and cooking it in a microwave, all kinds of stuff, man. You'll see fights, because that's when everyone from all the buildings pretty much walk past each other. But the story that I'm going to tell you, man, this is absolutely insane, all right? One thing you are going to see in most penitentiaries, all right, is cutting the lines. That's right, cutting lines. You'll have the gangbangers come in last, and all of a sudden they just jump right in front of the top of the line. You know what I mean? Unless there's a CO that's really strict and won't let them do it. But for the most part, you know, these guys cut line all the time. You know what I mean? And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if someone cuts you in line? You gonna stand up for yourself? Get beat down in the line? No, you ain't. You better just shut your freaking mouth and wait an extra 3 or 4 people to get their trays before you, man. For real. That's how it is. Now, the story that I'm going to tell you is about, and this goes along with a lot of people asking me about handicaps. What happens to handicapped people in penitentiary? They get messed up in wheelchairs, whatever. Well, I'm going to tell you. You know, it doesn't matter if you're handicapped or not. You can get it. And this story is going to explain everything. Check it out, man. Most people that are handicapped, they go to handicapped prisons. Like if they can't walk at all, they have special prisons for these people. If they're blind or if they're deaf or something like that, they got special prisons for these kind of people. But this guy, he was in a wheelchair, but he could walk. He could walk for about 5 minutes at a time. And he'd be seriously hunchback. This guy that was in St. Bride's. So 99% of the time he was in his wheelchair. He never got up unless he had to brush his teeth or get up to use the bathroom, take a dump or something. You know what I mean? Other than that, he never got up. And if he did, it was only for a couple minutes, and he would be in severe pain. This guy, I'll never forget, man, he had these big old glasses, thick glasses with black frames. He was super hairy, man. He had hair everywhere, man. He was just a hairy individual, white guy, pale white guy. And he was a Catholic. He liked to make rosary beads and stuff like that. He was a little weird to me, man. He kind of gave me the, gave off the vibes of, you know, maybe a child molester or something, man. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say he was. I don't know, but it was those kind of vibes. He just had that look to him, you know what I mean? But, you know, this guy kind of stayed to himself. I mean, he had a few people. He had this one guy, a couple guys that would push him to the CHOW HALL every day, you know, back and forth. And just out of courtesy, they were his friends. They would push him to the CHOW HALL because he's in a wheelchair. Well, this particular day, you know, a lot of guys used to scream at him for jumping line, you know what I mean? Because he would come in and go straight to the top of the line, and some guys be like, man, you ain't even crippled, get in the back of the line, you ain't even crippled, you know what I mean? And just because they know he can walk a little bit. So one day, they were doing this to him after he got up in the front of the line, and he turned around, and he dropped the N-bomb on these guys, man. It wasn't ending with an A, it was with an ER, you know what I mean? And I was like, ooh, woo! He's gonna get it today, you know? I was like, oh man, me and my homie was like, bro, hey look, I'm telling this story. It's messed up what happens to this guy, but at the same time, he should never have dropped that N-bomb in the state penitentiary, especially in Virginia. Because that's the majority of the people in there are black people, man. You cannot say something like that in there. I mean, you got guys saying it the slang way, but you don't have guys saying it with the ER at the end, you know what I mean? And loud at that. And all the staff are black too, you know what I mean? I was like, oh man, me and my homies like, ooh boy, hey, we gotta stay close to this guy because whatever's gonna happen is gonna be like a freaking Cinemax slash, where they race the cars and run into cars, what is it, derby car racing or something like that. It was going to be insane. I knew it. And the guy that he said it to, look, this is how I knew it was going to be intense. The guy that he said it to is a wild young guy, man. Wild young black dude. And he always running his mouth. When dude said that to him, all the black dude did was this. He looked at him with like a cold, dead stare. Shook his head like that and walked off. He didn't even get his tray. I'm like, oh man, he's waiting for him. He didn't even get his tray. He completely got out the line, left the CHOW HALL. I said, oh man. Look, bros, we need to stay close to this. We got to see what's about to happen, you know what I mean? And you know, I'm not going to save this dude, man. I didn't even like him for real. He gave me bad vibes. And not only that, you don't say that to nobody in there, man. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. You just don't say those kind of words in prison. You don't. Now, I'm going back. I eat my tray real fast, and I'm trying to keep at pace with the guy in front of me because the wheelchair guy. I'm trying to see what goes down, man. Me and my homeboys are like, bro, we gotta see it. So we eat our food real fast because he got his tray before us and he was almost done. We ate our food real fast and we're following behind him, going to the dorm. And this is in St. Bride's. It's a dormitory. So we're right behind him. We're about 10 feet behind him, and we're talking. We're like, man, this dude's about to get destroyed. You know what I mean? Now we're getting close to the entrance of the building. We're going to and when you come into the building, you come in the electric doors, and there's a booth right here, and immediately to the left with a big wall is the showers. So, and there's this other like day room right here on the side, right in the entrance. And there's always a bunch of people right there in the day room watching TV and stuff, coming back from chow or whatever. And the wheelchair guy, I'm right behind him. Me and my homeboys were right behind him. And the wheelchair guy comes in, and the guy that he said it to was waiting for him, man. I knew he'd be waiting. I knew he was going to be waiting for him. So as soon as the wheelchair guy came past the booth, homeboy came, swooped in, pushed homeboy off the cart that was pushing him. He grabbed the cart, reeled him right into the bathroom, beat the brakes off I'm talking about dumped him right out the freaking cart, the little wheelchair, dumped him straight on the ground. Dude stood up fast. I guess his adrenaline pumping. He stood up on that jank, pieced him up. Pop, pop, pop. All nose shots. Dude's bleeding, leaking everywhere, drops to the ground. Glasses went flying, wheelchairs on the ground. Man, this guy tore him up with a 3-piece straight to the nose, man. I was like, ooh, my God, you know what I mean? So after he's laying on the ground, dude grabs his freaking little wheelchair, right? He starts smashing on the ground. He bends one of his wheels on his wheelchair. Then grabs a cushion off the ground that came off the wheelchair, throws it in the toilet, starts squeegeeing the toilet with it, and walks out, man. You think just because you're handicapped you ain't gonna get it? Just start dropping N-bombs like that? Hey, bro, you have another thing coming. And this is the crazy part. Look, dude thought he was going to go to jail behind it. He didn't care, man. You know, you can't say that. He didn't care. Young buck, he don't care. He's about to go home, too. We're in, like, this re-entry program where we're going home soon. He didn't care. You know what I mean? He probably should have because he broke his nose. That's malicious wounding. Anything that shows blood and is malicious wounding, he could have pressed charges on him. But anyway, next day came around. Dude has a bent wheel on his wheelchair, but it's still rideable, but you can see the wheel go like that. Lord forgive me. But anyways, and I saw it in the morning time. This guy's eyes were just completely black. Raccoon eyes, you know. Most times when you get broken nose, white dudes, both their eyes tend to go black, you know. My first fight in jail, I broke dude's nose, and he was like a mixed dude. I'll never forget him. He was mixed, and his eyes were black. You know what I mean? So that's typically what happens when your nose gets broke. Even if you didn't get hit in your eye or nothing. It's just strange. But this guy had raccoon eyes, and he didn't tell the police. He didn't tell the police at all. You know what I mean? So he's going to breakfast, and you know the dude that he said it to, he went back to breakfast time with him. And when he came back, he said, "Bro, look, either you're gonna check out. I ain't gonna let this fly, bro. You know what I mean? Either you're gonna check out, or I'm gonna beat you down again. You know what I mean?" And after that, you know, you can't live with someone. Some people, they don't let bygones be bygones even after they beat you up. They don't. They're going to tell you straight up, either you're going to leave or I'm going to make you leave. You know what I mean? And that's what he said to him. And dude checked out. And then they came and packed up homeboy. So I guess he told on dude as he was checking out. You know what I mean? So it was absolutely insane how dude beat up this handicapped guy. But in all honesty, he deserved every bit of it, man. I don't care how angry you are. You can't say that. You might be able to say that in private with your little white friends and stuff, but you don't say that out in the open in the penitentiary, man. For real. That guy's got to stand up for that. He's got to stand up for something, and that is number one thing that black dudes stand up for when you start bringing those derogatory terms toward him, man. You know what I mean? It was absolutely insane. So that goes to answer your question about handicapped people in prison. And they can get it too. It just depends on what kind of level of, you know, what they did or said. You know what I mean? Most of the time, though, they're not going to, 99% of the time, no one's going to mess with no handicap, man. They're not. They're going to let them do their thing, and that's it, man. You know, for real, they're probably the safest people in the penitentiary because no one messes with them. They might joke them, but they ain't going to beat them up. Unless they do something like that. Then all that stuff goes right out the window. You just a convict just like him. You know what I mean? For real. So always remember that if any handicapped people are going in there to get locked up, don't think, you know, you can't get touched. But I can tell you that you will have a somewhat decent time in there because no one's really going to mess with you. For real. And that's it, man. You know, the chow hall is wild. You got to expect people to cut line. And it's just wild. It's wild. And it all depends on if you can swallow your pride and manage to get around and eat your food around crazy, wild individuals. That's it, man. You know, people tend to have their snapping breaking points, and they probably regret it immediately after they snap and start some stuff because they get beat down. I've seen so many guys just get fed up with all the crap going on from the young bucks or the gangbangers, and they just get fed up and they snap and they say something stupid, and next thing you know, they're going to the hole with a broken nose, jaw, and black eyes. You know what I mean? I bet you he'll swallow his pride next time. It is what it is, man. It's a penitentiary. What can you expect? You know what I mean? Anyways, man, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I feel good to be back in front of the camera just talking. I like to do vlog-style videos, but this is what I really like to do, for real. Talk about the penitentiary face-to-face with you, or just street life. Anything, man. Anything. I like to just sit here and talk face-to-face. You know what I mean? And as always, man, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do it now. Subscribers is amazing. Everyone that's been subscribing lately, man, I truly do appreciate the support. And everyone who's been here since the beginning, wow. Truly amazing what's going on here in the lockdown compound. Can't wait to see what it's going to be like 2 to 3 years from now. You know what I mean? Until the next time, man.